What up? Welcome back. Yo, I got a crazy reaction video to do with y'all today, man. So this dude, pretty much you see what the title is, but that's not the only thing. Look, most marriage proposals that I've seen, most marriage rejection proposal videos that I've seen on YouTube, like you don't see a fallout. Like you've never seen. I've never seen. I've seen a few. I've seen more than a few. I've seen it all. It's always in a kind of respectful manner. The girl's not really going off. The dude is not really going off. Like one of the other party is usually walking away. They may say a couple brief words, but they're walking away. You know what I'm saying, from the issue because they recognize that it's being recorded and they don't want to, pretty much they don't want to be embarrassed or embarrass the other party involved in whatever the situation is, especially when it's a group of people or a crowd of people around. They usually walk away to save embarrassment for whichever party. But this video, there was an actual fallout. It was a whole argument and everything after the proposal, and the chick stated her reasons as to why she don't want to marry this fool. So it's very, very interesting because I've never seen a marriage rejection proposal video quite like this. So we're gonna go ahead and check it out, review it, and definitely give you my commentary in the process. Let's go.
Propose gone wrong. Go in here and propose to my girlfriend of 4 years. We've been talking about it for real, but I really love her, so I want to see how this gonna go. I proposed to her once, we wasn't ready. That was a year ago, so let's see how it goes.
How you propose and you wasn't ready?
Oh yeah, again, shout out that boy Will. I got this from his channel. This is like the second time we reacted for something from his channel. So your boy, he doing good work. He be having some pretty decent content on his channel. So go ahead and check him out. But yeah, let's go.
But everything's been good for the last year. I mean, she's been by my side and everything. So
yeah, this is her favorite restaurant, right?
Yeah, this is.
Okay,
she love Red Lobster. She like the pasta here.
Yeah. All right. Well, go ahead. I'm on.
I got trust issues, dog, because a lot of these people be faking these things, and I don't know if it's real or not. Before y'all even say nothing in the comments, I'm taking this for face value, bro.
This one seems very real and legit to me because we about to check it out. You can't, like, to me, it's certain stuff you can fake. You can't fake this. I mean, well, you could, but it looked real. It looked very real. Let's go.
It's a long ass walk to where she at. What if a nigga with her?
There she go.
That bit empty, boy.
Thank God for him it's empty, but
oh God, this is about to go bad. Keep the body language.
These last 4 years that we've been having together has been phenomenal.
her fade tighter than Boosie's.
I want to ask you to be my wife, and I want to marry you.
Damn.
What you mean? No,
I'm not finna marry you, and I'm not finna let you do this in no doggone Red Lobster. Look what you got on. Get up. You embarrassing yourself, and you got folks looking at us.
Ain't nobody in there.
And you had me sitting here waiting.
Hold on.
We already talked about this. I do not want to marry you.
We talked about it about a year ago.
Damn, hold on. He said they talked about it about a year ago.
This is what happened in my blood sugar after eating strawberries, and this is what after eating grapes.
No, let's go. I'm not finna do this with you, and you got these folks looking at us like this. Get out my face. You want?
God damn, she carried the fuck out this nigga, bro. First of all, they talked about this a year ago, and she told you then that she didn't want to marry you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, has she gave you any type of inclination since then that what she said then has changed? Like, I don't understand. Like, did you really just do this spur of the moment? Like, did you really feel like over that, since that year has transpired, that she said she don't want to marry you, that things has gotten stronger, that her love for you has gotten stronger, and things has totally changed, and maybe y'all haven't talked about it since she said she don't want to marry you the last time, but like, I don't like, how do you just do this? I don't understand, like, how does a man propose to a chick if, first of all, y'all haven't talked about it, which y'all did, she said no. So how do you move on to the next step as to thinking it was a good idea to propose to her when y'all talked about it beforehand and she doesn't want to marry you? Like, I'm confused. Like, are you really fucked up about over this chick for real? Like, I'm looking at her. I'm gonna be nice. I ain't gonna say she because she's not, even with the the hairdo. I don't really like men hairstyles on women, but at least she is at least she's cute in a in a little cute way. But her body, she's a little bit skinny for my taste. But I ain't gonna say she's hurt or nothing like that. But I know that attitude is not what's up. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that he's been dealing with this attitude ever since he met the chick, and it's just like, you really need to deal with this. And then so it already told me what it was, but I don't want to spoil it. It already told me what type of dude it is because she gonna say it, and I'll pause it again when she gets to that point because I was like, you dealing with this, and that only means that says volumes to me. That speaks one thing, and she gonna get to it in a second. Let's go.
Want me to still record?
Like, no, stop. I do not want to marry you. You want to work. I didn't even get you to go to church with me.
Thank
You cut hair in your mama's kitchen. Get out my face.
Damn.
Do you want me to still record?
Do you want me to still record?
Stop. I do not want to marry you. Oh my God. And then you gonna come doing this in red.
Sound like Buddy dodged the bullet to me. I don't care.
Yo.
This is 4 years that we have together.
No,
4 years.
leave me alone. You got these folks following us. Stop. God, please.
She's totally disgusted. Like,
I don't even blame her. I blame him. I swear, because you
Here,
should have
like,
read the
continue.
signs,
The
dog. That girl
follows-
don't even much like you,
Like, she's
dog.
totally
She don't
disgusted.
even like Buddy. She might love him, but she don't like him.
This is your fault.
But
You
you
was
want to
in there
spend the rest
looking
of your life
stupid.
together.
We talked about this. I do not want to marry you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
You
it.
don't even have. You don't got no money to do nothing for
Oh.
me.
How you know that? This is supposed to be a partnership.
Because for
we
4
supposed to
years
build.
I've been carrying you.
Facts. See, that's when I said it's like that can only mean one thing, that he's broke. He's not really doing that good for himself, and that he probably needs her income, or he needs to cohabitate to pretty much make it. Because I'm like, why are you dealing with a chick with this type of attitude? Really, nigga? Like no self-respecting man, especially no alpha. He can't be no alpha because this is what you put up with. No alpha. No real true alpha would put up with a woman in this attitude. We'll check that shit in a millisecond heartbeat. Like, this is like, she's like scolding him. Like, look at the still shot right here. She's scolding him like he's her son. She's sunning the fuck out this nigga. Look at the stance. Look at the aggressive stance. Look at her facial reaction. It's just straight total venom. Like, she doesn't fear you at all. There's no type of fear. You ain't shit to her. It told me everything. Like I knew it. Like, you don't have your shit together. You know what I'm saying? You probably live with her, but let's go.
So
For
that's
4
how it is.
years
You
I've been carrying.
me.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
Damn.
So why is
Fellas, don't never let no woman carry you, dog.
I don't
Facts.
know. I don't know. Maybe I settle.
Maybe I
How
settle.
you gonna do that then?
Oh, man.
Let them see.
That's
I'm
the
not
problem.
here.
That's the problem. You
I'm out
don't
here
care.
begging for your love.
You don't care enough to do
Begging for
that.
her love, boy, you
I'm out
stupid.
here proposing to you.
Stupid.
That doesn't make
You're
sense
gonna
to
make
me.
these folks call the police on us.
Let them go. I don't.
Bye. I can't do this with you.
Shorty said I ain't going to jail or no jail.
You know what? If you want me to stop,
sick of
it's
it.
over. That's
And
the
that's
second
fine.
time that I
That's
proposed to you.
fine because I've been
And
with
since
somebody else
Since
anyway.
I'm such a
I've been
lead-
seeing
Boom.
somebody else anyway.
Oh, wow.
How about that? That's
Ooh.
why. You want to know why? That's why.
You know what?
He should have known that, though.
Yeah, she could have been.
She could have
Spicy take on fresh everyday bread. Our new spicy
my
line
bad,
has
I
just
got
the right
that
amount of
awesome.
spicy.
Get this extremely high $3,000 drone for a fraction of the price. There's a tiny US drone.
And stop.
You can start recording. Hey,
I blame the dude.
Start recording. Yeah, I blame dude too. Like, first of all, this is what you fiending after. Like, this is what you fiending over with this attitude. It's just all wrong. Like, oh my god, this is just a lesson, fellas, man. focus on and work on yourself. That's the number one best thing that you can do in life. Stop focusing on these chicks more. Stop putting these women your number one priority, because like they gonna go after the dudes who's top notch, and we can't fault them for that. Like everyone, male or female, wants what's best and that's going to benefit the most in life. So we can't fault women for always shooting for the stars, want that top male. It's just they fail to realize that those guys have options. Is he going to want you? But work, fellas, man, work. More than half of the problems that men have is because y'all don't work on. I don't understand. Focus and work on yourself. Try to, whatever it is that you do, try to focus in on that and increase that skill to the highest extent, so that you can reap the benefits. Because once you master something, like the money is just, it would actually kind of chase you. Once you pretty much become damn near the best is at whatever you do, the money's easy. The money's not even an object. It's not even an object from that point. And of course, we all know that women value money the most. That's the number one priority of how they're going to, especially when it comes to determining and ranking a man. That money has a lot to do with that. And once you, like I'm saying, that's what I don't understand how men don't want to focus on working on themselves and improve more. Because once you're doing that, especially when you're so involved in doing that, and like that's your primary focus, really, women is an afterthought. Like you don't really trip about it that hard. Now they're probably they look like they're young. They look like they're a young couple, probably in their mid-20s or something like that. But and your hormones are pretty much raging a lot more at that age. But that's all it is, man. It's like I don't understand. Like the bag is always a primary motivator to me, because you want to increase. You want to have a nice type of lifestyle that you want, a certain type of lifestyle, whatever that you want to live. And when you focus in on that and trying to work that to the best of your ability, it's just like you really. You begin to see that you really don't have time for nothing else, and that everything else, like far as women, it's like you'll start to see they come in on your journey to obtaining the bag. Like they come with it. It's like whatever chicks is you meet on that journey, it's like what I'm saying. What I'm saying. It just falls into place. It's like I don't even understand how most dudes don't see that. Like women are really truly attracted to a man who's very, very self-confident and that she can look at one glance at him. She can look at him and tell that he's mature and got his shit all the way 100% together. That's very attractive to them. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, especially if you're got a nice personality to where like you always, that you know how to converse with women on a regular, you got confidence because you're self-assured about, who you are because of what you do and what you've accomplished. It gives you that that sense of confidence, especially if you're able to prove it. And like, cause you're just self-evident that you got stuff going on. That's what women are attracted to. So that's why men should always just put that first. You never put a woman first. You never ever put a woman first in anything you do, because they're not gonna really respect the man if you really put them first anyway. Because if anything that you're doing, let's just say that shit crumbles overnight, trust me, you'll see how quick and fast them chicks decide if they're gonna stay around or not. You know what I'm saying? That's why once you've been around a block and you get to the middle age range, you just know that love and marriage is a young people's game. It really truly is, because only then that's where you have the most likelihood of finding someone, male or female, finding each other that you think or feel that they really truly love you for who you are. Because once you get to a certain age, to that mid-20s, especially, once you hit going around the corner, hitting 30, for women, it's all about the money. It's all about security, financial security, because you know, that's just how they feel. That's how it's always been. As far as the man supposed to be able to provide for financial, financial and security, and to protect the woman. And if they feel like that, if you're not doing that, of course, then especially by that age range, because you're supposed to presumably have it all together by then it's like it's a bad look, and no, especially when it comes to women. See, because that's another thing. A lot of these women are not in a relationship because it's always how the relationship looks to the outer, to pretty much their friends. It's like a whole persona and a whole perspective that they're trying to give off to seem like they have everything together, and that their man is really pretty much, he has all his shit together, pretty much is financially taking care of her, so to speak. And they value that. They value what their friends think about their man more than what they personally think about their man. Because I bet you, if we lived in a world where the woman, if things weren't based or ranked, far as when it comes to men, as far as how much money you make and what you do for a living, that nobody really cared about that, then the standard wouldn't be that. They wouldn't care about that, but they know that's what it is, because that's how it always is when it comes to the value of a man. And if they can't impress their friends, and they're not going for it. It's a lot of women, once they get to that 30s, mid 30s, especially 30s, mid 30s range, is they can't, like, they're really like some chicks like really go for Pookies and Ray Rays and dudes who ain't really got their shit together. They're really sexually attracted to him, and they really want to be with him. But it's like, well, fuck, I can't really be with this nigga because what's it gonna look like to my friends? There's really chicks that have like really cut off a relationship or didn't move forward in a relationship with a dude who they was really just like straight up sweat this dude because she's so physically attracted to him. But being that he didn't have his stuff together, they were willing to not, to see how it's going to be or if it's going to really truly work out because of what it looked like to their friends and to their family. And I mean, I can't even, I can't even be mad at that, because again, men should always be focused on and working on themselves. That should be your primary and number one goal in life, and just continue to do. I don't understand why dudes who put women on a pedestal like Steve Harvey, like how, like, just, I don't know, man. I just know throughout my life, it's like I always stay focused on a goal. You know what I'm saying? It was like women, yes. Well, when I was young, yeah, I kind of like chased women a little bit. Of course, when you're young, you're all doing that. I'm talking about like in high school, but it was still like I was still always focused on the goal. Like, of course, when I was in high school, it was like sports. I always wanted to like play basketball, try to, just focus on this goal and start on a team. I had a job. I was focused on that. It's like, and then, you graduate and go to college. So it's now like, the new goal is to go to school, college, and so you can get a nice job after college. You know what I'm saying? It was always goal oriented, and that's what it should be, goal oriented for a man to, work through in life and to achieve and accomplish it, because that is what's the determining factor on if you have and can add value to this world or not. But you should never ever chase a woman. That's like the worst. I mean, then because when you chase a woman, you're not getting no money. At most, I mean, at least you're gonna have to spend money, or you're gonna end up spending money chasing a woman. I don't understand that. A dude should always just be focused on themselves. That's why that term back in the 90s was so caught on. It was a term, for the young dudes who don't know, it was a real popular term back in the 90s, in 90s hip hop. It was just simply this: fuck bitches, get money. Really, like, real shit. Fuck bitches, get money. And that could mean either or mean both things. Fuck bitches meaning have sex with chicks, get money, or fuck bitches meaning don't worry about themselves, stay focused on getting that money. But that's how I looked at it. Like, no, don't even worry about the chicks, get the money. Shit's gonna come as you working on yourself, self-improving. And that shit would always be about. That's why the woman could never be the prize. And it's a easy, it's like don't even have to argue about it. There's no argument. I think, and I really believe that women, when they try to argue the fact or to try to convince you that they are the prize, they know that they're truly not, because it's like, well, if you're the prize, then like why? Like I don't need you for anything but more than sex, because that's when, like, say when we're wanting to meet a woman, or you like when we're single, the main objective is like, damn, I'm horny as hell, or it's been a minute since I had some sex. So you're trying to get sex. So if that's always the primary goal for a man to get sex from a woman, then what are you offering? Because you're not going to be with me unless I do have finances for me to provide and take care of you. So so being that men don't look for that in a woman, because that's our job, y'all looking for us to do that. So it's not going to be, both, so it's like, what do you offer me, and what makes you so special and different from all these other chicks who have the exactly same thing that you have that I want, and they give it up so freely for me to do this solely for you. That's why it's just, and they know this to be true, but they'll try to, I don't understand why they even try to argue. Like, it's just, that's how you can tell that most of these chicks are dealing with dudes who don't really have shit to offer, like broke, just hustling abroad, like don't have that shit to, like, I don't understand. Like, when a dude is self-sufficient, all the way 100, got money in the bank and shit, got, just chilling, it's like, you can't argue. Like that's another thing. There's no argument. We get to this, especially we get to our age, it's like there's no argument. You can't really argue with us, because we ain't gonna have it. It's like we'll just walk away, because we ain't trying to argue in the first place. It's like, that's a headache. That's one of the things women like to do. Y'all like to argue. We don't like. You get to my age, man, you ain't trying to argue. You want a nice, cool, chill, drama-free life. And with this money, you can't tell me shit. So it's like, what you bringing? What is so special that you have that's going to make me do what you want me to do, that I don't have to do if I'm just messing with random women on the fly? Like, that's what bothers me. That's why I want to trip. Most of these, that's like as far as the man of spirit, most of these dudes tripping about the chick is here. Like, that's why y'all can tell y'all not really doing that for yourself, because why would you even be sweating or tripping about wanting a girlfriend anyway? That's what I'm fucked up about. To be real talk with you, why would you be wanting a girl anyway? That's like, when you doing your thing, got your shit together, going on in life, like wanting to be monogamous is the last thing that I'm thinking about. It's so much more fun, like just having chicks, friends, and just living life, going out randomly. Like, it's I don't get it. I don't like. That's why I don't understand. It's like me. I like talking about the issues, in far as what both sides has, as far as this male, female, this gender warring stuff, because I understand both sides a little bit. Of course, me being a man, I understand it a whole lot more, and I do understand the argument as far as that we've never had a platform to speak our gripes and our issues with the black woman for so long. But on the opposite, they've always had the platform to spew their views and what they think about us. So y'all feel like y'all want to get back. Get back at it. Time has been, for the past 5-7 years now. I get that. I definitely get that. And I understand. However, it's just like, but still, it's like, well, you can tell. All right, I guess that's what it is. But it's like, at the same time, y'all really that mad? You can't really be that mad if you're quote unquote doing good in life, because you ain't tripping about that shit. You got it going on. You got girls in your life. You got options. So it's like, what's really the argument if you really who you say you are? So if you really got money like that, or if you really hold on like that, or if you really that nigga like that. So it's like, what's the big cry about? You know what I'm saying? I ain't never, like, that's one thing I ain't never tripped about, because ever since since I can remember, like, so I'm not saying I'm not that dude by any means, but as far as when it came to girls, women, like, throughout my life, it's like, it's never been an issue. Never been an issue. My main thing about the whole thing is just the only thing I be tripping on, I got a problem with, is just the single mother thing. It's just that's the only thing I got a problem with. It's just we've gotten to the point where they have it's like the audacity. They have no more shame. It's just like the attitude is like, nigga, you better do this and shit. And it's like, I don't understand. Like that's what's made it worse, and that's what made it worse for y'all, for as women. You made it hard, and you made it hard for dudes who were even in the most remote way of thinking to take care of you and someone else's children. Like you make it hard for him to even want to do that because it's like the attitude towards it is like it's very shitty. It's like that doesn't make a dude want to. It's like listen, it's not gonna, that attitude towards that is not going to entice a man to want to do that, especially for somebody else's kids. And it's like y'all don't have any. It's like y'all don't want to humble yourself because y'all feel like you're coming from a weak point, or it's going to make you feel like you have to act weak and very submissive to the man, in which you should. But I don't understand. It's like black women, especially single mothers, it's like y'all feel as though why should I have to do that because you've had kids? It's like y'all think motherhood and the fact that you had kids makes y'all feel like y'all just above all and anything, and whatever you say and how shit goes right just because you're a mother and you're a single mother, that because it's hard. But y'all chose to be that majority of the time. So it's like y'all been in the, well, I can't say independent because most of y'all not, but y'all been on your own for so long with these kids that y'all just think y'all feel like you're over a man simply because you have this demented reality, so to speak. Because like I said, the majority of women I've come in contact, seen, talked to, and everything like that, they've depended on some type of financial well-being from somewhere else, whether it be the baby's father's court-ordered or not, or some type of government backing. Something. It's always some type of dependent, but yet the majority of them trying to scream that they're independent. But it's just the shame and the humble. It's just like they know they're to the point where they don't even want to humble themselves to a man to make it seem like they're coming for it, because they don't. And that's what it is. They don't want to make it seem like they're coming from a weak position when everybody can see that you're coming. That a single mother will always be coming for a weak position. And I didn't want to make this a single mother video, so I'm pretty much going to stop it there. But that's the only issue that I really much have with women. But other than that, y'all can have all the standards that you want. I really like first is like if a man is really truly focused on himself, he shouldn't really care about the standards that a chick is really going to have for a man. Honestly, that's like you don't really just stay focused on yourself, whatever that is, and just work to your heart of your capability, and wherever it is that you, whatever, how much ever you make. You know where you will eventually rank, and you will fall in wherever you're going to be able to fall in at. So that's why I don't understand why men, we're like half of the dudes, like why y'all really tripping and got this big ass bright. But you know what I'm saying? It's entertainment. Majority of it's entertainment. It's fun to hear. It's fun to see what the males are talking about from time to time, what the females are talking about. Well, what they always been talking about. We know what they always been talking about. But I mean, sooner or later, this gender war, as far as in the black community, it's going to have to cease. And it's only going to cease if the black woman submits, because we're at a crossroads where y'all don't feel like y'all want to submit, but there's not no real alpha dude who's financially independent is really going to deal with a woman who is not going to deal with a woman if she's not going to submit to the man anyway. But again, I've never really had a problem with that because, like, I mean, when a woman gets with a man, if she really feels like he's that nigga, he can do for her and everything like that, she automatically submits. Whether the woman knows it or not, I don't know if y'all want to call it that, but it just falls into place. The majority of the time, there may be some exceptions, like Jada Pinkett. I mean, if you want to call it that or not, but I don't know. I just know that women talk a big game. That's what men need to know. If y'all don't know that, as far as the youngins, if you're 40 and under, women try to talk. They talk a very big game. They try to talk a very big game. They will talk themselves up and will always make themselves to appear as if they're more important or a lot more special than the next, because they're pretty much trying to sell themselves, so to speak. But I mean, I'm not gonna go off on a far rant. I'm gonna leave it right here. But I thought this video was interesting because it's like, dude, man, you brought this rejection of a marriage proposal on yourself, bro. It's like y'all had this talk a year ago. She told you that she didn't want to marry you, and I don't know what gave you any type of inclination that has changed since then, but it was still no, and you try to persist. I don't know. Maybe you thought if you bust out with a ring that would change everything. I don't know. And I mean, did we see a ring? It looked like, I don't know. It was like we barely even saw that. But yeah, he did get on his knees, so I guess she did. But she was just not feeling that nigga at all, and she was messing with somebody else. Damn, that's crazy. It's sad. Luckily, that Red Lobster won't pack, so it wasn't really no embarrassment. But again, he's like, let him watch. He don't really give a fuck about the people rolling outside and looking and everything. So, you know what I'm saying? But that was what she cared about. That was more important to her than more than anything else about how everything was going to look, because she knows she's about to turn this dude down, and that it was probably going to be some type of, some type of show, some type of that. Yeah, she's going to put on a show for the people that are going to be watching, because they probably do this all the time or half the time, which is argue. But yeah, dude, I don't even know why you want to put up with a chick with an attitude like this. Anyway, you were willing to put up with a chick with this attitude and just deal with this for the rest of your life. That tells me that a man is not doing pretty good financially for himself. Because ain't no way in hell I can live. Ain't no way in hell. The major thing that I want in my house is peace. Y'all hear that? Let me be quiet. Peace, man. That's the major thing that I want my wife. And shit, I couldn't this shit would be a hag. But anyway, yo, it's Black Talk TV. Like, comment, subscribe. Got more coming for y'all. Tell me what y'all think about this video. Well, how y'all feel about dude? Was she wrong? You know what I'm saying? Just what y'all feel about this. I'm out. Peace.